Where's your resume, my friend? Is it up to date? Is it ready to go? Could you spring at any moment? Most likely, that is not the case. And it could be because it just seems daunting. Now, I have noted that I am not normal. I love, love writing resumes. It comes from years of working in marketing and content and presentation, like making my clients look fabulous on paper, or shall I say, look as fabulous on paper as they are in true life, is a love, a superpower, a gift, all the things. So I look at resumes all the time. And there are some very, very, very common mistakes, in my opinion. And I want to clear those up and give you these 5 ways to turn your resume and point it at your what's next. Okay, let's go. So, first one. We've come into this world of easy graphics. Canva is acceptable and accessible to everyone. And I get these resumes that are all fancy. They have QR codes and they have their photos on them. And there's a sidebar and there's color and so forth. They look beautiful, but they're too much. And there's this conception that the old school resume is no longer appropriate. And I beg to disagree. So it's all about the information and making sure it is very clear, very fast, what the hiring manager, recruiter, and so forth can see that you are pointing to what they have. Literally, it is said to be less than 1 minute that someone can review and they make a decision. Okay. So there are places for those fabulously beautiful, graphically pleasing resumes. That is for when you're going to, if you're going to go to a job fair, or if you're going out networking, if you're sending it to a friend, so that it is a presentation item. But anywhere where you're going to submit into an ATS, which is an applicant tracking system, or if you're going to send it to just stick with the basics. Okay. Here is another one. There's 3 critical pieces that need to go right up at the top. First, obviously, is your name. I think everyone knows your name. It should be your name, your phone number, your email address, the city or town that you live in. You don't have to give an actual street address. And then I would suggest a hyperlink for your LinkedIn profile. But below that, it should be very clear what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a senior project manager. I am looking for an HR partner. I am looking for a facilities manager. I am looking for an office management, paralegal. What is it specifically that you're looking for? Then that should be followed by a summary that takes all of your goods and amazingness and into a very succinct 100 word or less summary that says, I have everything I need for you for that role. Okay. And just below that should be all of your skills, hard, soft. This could be your, all of your applications, as far as technologies, any of your unique knowledge, and so forth. Those are imperative to have up front. So right there at the very top, they can see very clearly, this is someone that is in alignment to the role that we have. Okay. You must know what you want to do so that your resume is pointing to that. If you don't know what you want to do, that's what I love. I can help you with that. That's okay. But once you know what you want, It is putting it into your resume very clearly. Now, last week, I talked about how you can leverage ChatGPT for your resume, for interviewing, and for figuring out what you might want to do next. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to that one. Third thing, everyone puts the name of their company, the years that they've worked at it, and then it's just this long list of bullet items that are just like everything I've ever done. I showed up every day, 5 days a week for 8 hours each day. I did these reports. I had to email people. I'm calling people. It's just globs and globs and globs and globs of job responsibilities. And there's nothing to cap this off that I worked for X company. This is what they did, and this is what I did for them. 2 to 3 sentences so that you can impactfully say what the company was. Don't assume that everyone knows what any of these companies do, so that you can. I just edited someone's this morning where they had, they worked for this software company and and then it just listed all of these things that they did. And I said, that first part should be, this software company is a 40-year trailblazer in AI technology that has more than 26 offices worldwide. At this company, I did this, managed this much of a budget, this many people, this many square feet, this many, it depends on what you're doing. This particular person is a facilities manager. Okay. So very clearly they could be like, this was a very established company. This is a worldwide company. In case you're looking for another worldwide company, you need to point and be specific and impactful about what it is you worked for and what you did for them. Okay. So you need a summary of each company that you worked for. Then below that, you need 3 to 5 bullets, loosely, my friend, don't get stuck in the rules and so forth, of where you made an impact at that company. They don't care that you sent emails and you did lots of meetings and you handled this and that. Job responsibilities are not what they care about. If they know what the role was, that's assumed. Okay. We need to point really quickly what are 3 to 5 things where you made a difference, where you created something out of nothing, and what that was able to, you created a mentorship program that then resulted in employee retention that increased by 30% and so forth. Okay. Where did it matter that you were there? Why is the company better off since you've been there? Okay. Now, granted, it is amazing if those can have numbers. 2 things about that. One is that I don't want you to lie, but also know that it's not going to be fact checked. So give or take, you can always underestimate instead of overestimate. You can surmise and so forth. And the other is, you might not have quantifiable things, and that's okay. But you can also talk about the other impacts that what other things are better because you were there. Okay. So then they're reading through your chronology. It's like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing company they worked for that has this much breadth. And look, they have also managed a similar budget to us. They also have managed a construction. Again, I'm using the one from this morning. They have, we need to be able to merge 2 facilities into one and so forth. That way they can see very specific, oh my gosh, this person has already done what we need to do here. Okay. The last one, it doesn't really matter how old you are. I guess if you have graduated in the last 10 years, you can leave your date of graduation on. For everyone else, just leave it off. They don't need to know. It doesn't matter. You got this degree and so forth. If you have other certifications, other continuing education, and so forth, beef up that educational section. So these are the 5 things again. Keep it simple, my friends. Point to where you want to be. You need a title, a summary, and a list of skills that are applicable to this next role. For example, I have a client who is a vice president in financial services technology, but they don't want to go in that direction next. So we're going to leave off all of their computer languages, all of those different technologies. Those are not applicable to where they're going next. So we want all the skills that you have that point you to where you want to go are the ones you're going to include. You then need to have a powerful description of what the company was that you worked for. You then need 3 to 5 bullets, removing all of this job responsibility verbiage, and then instead have impactful statements on where you made a difference, and then remove your date from your education. And you've got it, my friend. 5 easy things that can be changed that turn your resume around. If this still is like too much for your head to take, I teach a class where in 90 minutes, we all work together and you come with your old resume and you leave with everything. It's like done in a day. I also work one-on-one with clients to be able to do their resumes where I actually get my hands on it and do all of my formatting and so forth. You do you. I hope you have an amazing week.